fast. I didn't get a phone. I didn't get a holder ready. Let's try this. So I haven't gone live in a while. Let me get some lights on. That should be better. Thought it's been a while and I'd jump on and hang out with you guys. Got 2 people already. I meant to do it this morning. I was checking in my analytics for today's set. Right now it's Saturday night where I am, and it was saying at like 9 a.m. my time on Saturdays is when most people are looking at my stuff, but I didn't wake up in time. So yeah, you're probably wondering what's Christmas like. What's Christmas time like in Cambodia? Well, they don't really celebrate it. I'm here in my apartment right now. You'll see decorations, especially in the more tourist areas or Koh Peak, like Diamond Island. There's Santa decorations and Christmas stuff around, but for the most part, they don't celebrate it at all here. So it ends up being the bars and restaurants that are owned by expats. They end up doing Christmas events or like a big Christmas dinner where you pay one price and you get like all the fixins. And you know, like groups of friends end up getting together because we're all here away from our families. So we have like a friend Christmas. I don't know what you'd call it. I'm trying to find a good place to lean the phone. Yeah, that's not bad. It's like in my laptop now. Hey, Jonathan. Who said hi there? Nice. Yeah, how's everyone's Christmas or holidays? I know you might not celebrate Christmas, but how's your end of year holidays? So you got Jonathan in South Africa, right? That's what that flag is, I think. Who else we got? There's 4 people here. We got Jonathan and 3 really quiet people. So you're probably wondering, you know, if you're just watching me for the first time, I live in Cambodia for 2 years now, and I'm an English teacher, and I do this YouTube channel, and I answer people's questions that usually people that are trying to move here, and they know they want to do it, but they don't know. There's a few things they're wondering about, or they don't know how to get started, or that kind of thing. And I just had this question recently in a comment, and it's very common anyways, but people are asking me like, what time off, like as a teacher, when is the holidays for the whole year, and especially now that they're wondering about Christmas time. And a lot of people are asking that now too, because they're about to come here and they're trying to plan their trip of like landing here and, you know, finding a place to stay probably, and then starting to look for a job. And then they're thinking, oh God, I'm gonna arrive on Christmas break and everything will be closed for 3 weeks. So I better find out from Tom, like what are the timings of the break so that I can plan out my thing accordingly. And unfortunately, there's no way you can predict that. Like every school does its own different thing. Where I worked, we got 0 time off at Christmas. They would give you Christmas Day, but it landed on a Sunday last year, so we did not get the Monday in lieu, like, you know what I mean? And when the holiday's on a weekend, you get that Monday. They did not do that, so we got no Christmas, no New Year's time off at all where I worked. So there was like 0 break. But I have friends that work in other places, and some people get a week and a half off or 2 weeks. Sometimes it's unpaid, sometimes it's a paid vacay. So it just depends like what terms your school that you work at offered you. There's some schools that in the summer they'll still pay you over the summer even though you're not working. And then you can choose to work the summer and they'll pay you even more. So you could take it off and take like a regular pay, or maybe it's a little less, and then, or you could decide I want to work the summer and you make a bit more. But that, every school again is totally different. So there's no way to know the time off. So that's something important when you're doing a job interview. They're always telling you only the good things, like, oh, and this is close to where you live, and this schedule would be great for you, and blah blah, and you're getting whisked away, like, wow, everything's so great, and they're not lying, but they're not mentioning how you're not getting any time off at Christmas, or they might just forget to mention that you can't. They'll give you vacation days, and you're not allowed to book them whenever you want to. Like, you'll have to book them only when they say you're allowed to use them and stuff like that. So these are like types of things you should ask before you sign a contract to work at a school, because they could also be negotiated. Like, so if you ask that and they go, oh, well, actually we don't normally give time off at Christmas, and you could say, well, I always go back and visit my parents in wherever every year, or this year I was planning to do that, so I'd be happy to take this position, but you're gonna have to promise me like I can take that week off or 2 weeks off. Like, so these are important questions to ask when you're in an interview, because time off at Christmas and stuff is not always a given, you know what I mean? So it's something you should ask if it's something especially if it's important to you. Let's see, people are writing stuff here. Jean-Paul, congratulations on 5,000 subs. Yeah, it was awesome. That's another reason why I thought I'd go live. Not only has it not been it's been a long time since the last time I've gone live, but I went from 4,000 subscribers to 5,000 in only 25 days. So potentially there's like potentially there's like 1,000 more people now that maybe have never seen me like go live. I used to do it once or twice a week. I took kind of time off, but I've been putting a lot of real videos though. You probably noticed that. Trying to find the balance. I started playing I'm involved in a new music group, and I'm playing bass for a guy that's a jazz guitarist, and he sings too, and he's from France. He's a French guy. And like, I don't know if you're a musician, you would know, but like jazz music is much more challenging and way more complicated to play. And so I had to, within like a week, I had to learn like 20 of his songs, and then I'm using my iPad, and I could have like sheet music on the iPad and jazz charts and stuff, and I'm trying to. And we played last Sunday, and it went really well. It was like a showcase where there's a few kind of solo artists that might have an accompaniment. So I was like bass accompanying this guitar player for jazz stuff. And there's a few artists, and we would play 4 songs, then the next artist, and the next artist, and then it came back to us, and we played another 4 songs, and it was kind of like a showcase with 3 different artists. And when it was over, the bar owner came out to me and the guitar player, and said, we want to book you back here for a full gig. So that's like the best outcome. So now they're already booked the next few weeks, but probably like first week of February maybe we're gonna have me and that guy are gonna have a full gig at that place. And jazz can sometimes you can get paid a lot more, and also because there's only 2 of us, we don't have to split it with 4 people. We only have to split it with 2 people. So a lot of cool things coming up. Whoops. Whoa. Hang on a second here. I pressed something and the whole screen went crazy. Okay. How long will you stay in Cambodia? Shane D is asking, how long am I going to stay in Cambodia? Forever, man. No time limit. I love Cambodia. if I was to leave Cambodia, I would not go back to I'm from Toronto in Canada. Like I would go to Vietnam next if I somehow couldn't live in Cambodia anymore, and then Thailand. Like that, this area, these countries I've named, this is like the way I want to live. So I guess you call that Southeast Asia, right? So anywhere that has this kind of life is good for me. But Cambodia is just much easier to make it happen because the visas are a bit easier. I've already established like 2 years of getting my footing here. You don't need a degree to work. Can you play walking bass? Yes. Jonathan's asking, can I play walking bass? Yep. Yep, I have to know what chords they're playing, but like usually when I'm looking at sheet music or jazz charts, it might not be every little note is written, but they have the staff there, like the 5 lines, and instead of any dots with a stick, instead of any notes, there's no notes. It's just above, they write a symbol that'll say like A, the letter A, and then like 7 with a little D or something. And that means A 7th diminished chord. So that tells me what he's playing. And sometimes they could have two of those symbols in each bar. And a bar is only 4 beats, so it'll be like 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, next one, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, G, G, C, E, D, D, E, E, F, G, E, G, G, G. And I'm like, I have to be looking ahead at what each, it's hard to explain, but my brain starts to get fried after a while. I couldn't do it without the iPad, without the charts. It goes so fast. If it's not a fast song, it's not so bad. But when it's like, okay, let's go, my smoke starts to come out of my ears. Can you buy good cologne there? And are you a cologne guy? I actually have cologne in this apartment right now. You can, you can get everything. There's fancy stores here. That's so weird about this place. Like you might imagine it like a third world or maybe like, underdeveloped or everything is like, and it is like that. But then you could walk into a mall where there's things you can't afford. Like it's just a crazy, or you go to like a store that's in a certain area where it's rich area and it's like I saw like a large SUV, like like an 8-person SUV, but it was a Bentley. Like I've never even seen Bentley SUVs. Like they're usually like a long sedan and like a rich guy's in there. This was like a big, like the biggest size of SUV, but it was a Bentley. And then that's there, and a Lexus, and then like a Lamborghini and a Ferrari, and like you go into a store like that and one item is like 7, 8 grand, like 10, it's like stuff like that. Like there's stores like that here, so you can get everything from a $1 cologne up to $1 million cologne. Maybe not $1 million, but it's almost like the range is even wider here because in North America you could get the expensive stuff, but you wouldn't be able to get the really cheap stuff. I think the cologne I got was like $2 or something. They have their version of like dollar stores here. And it's not really like everything is $1, but it's like everything's pretty cheap. I think they're about 10,000 real stores, so it's like everything's $2.50 or less. And it'll be all kinds of stuff, like houseware stuff, cutlery, plates, like plastic flip-flops, craft stuff to do crafts and stationery stuff. And then there's also like that's where I bought some cheap cologne one time. What some people do is because they're so cheap, you buy a bunch of them and you can kind of take one spray from one and one from another one, and then you like make your own scent. Okay, what's Sean saying here? Can you do more restaurant and food reviews? Easy videos to make that'll get you views and you get to enjoy the food and the process. Yeah, for sure. I already have a couple in mind I want to do. I usually do, whenever I do a live stream, that's when I usually, like I don't usually do them in my living room like this. I usually would go get food somewhere just so there's something else to look at and you see people like walking around and stuff. But even those, it's not really reviewing the restaurant. Like the topic is always moving here and teaching, and then you kind of see what I'm eating. But I do want to do a proper video. There's a place really close by to here that's like an authentic Mexican restaurant. It's called like Rumba. I think it's called Rumba Latina or something. And it looked really good. Like the kind of tacos where the tortilla is not even a circle because it's been made by hand, so it almost looks like a little oval, but it's just was made 2 seconds before they put it in. Like they make it 2 seconds before they give it to you. What am I doing tonight? Sean's asking. I don't know. It's already like 7 now. What time is it? Oh yeah, this is my phone, so I can't. It's like 7 p.m. or something right now. I don't know. I'm probably gonna get a bunch of food. I've been sort of loosening my purse strings. I've been like ordering fancier food, pretty much starting yesterday. But still, I've been pretty cheap, just because it's Christmas, and I don't get to go have a huge Christmas dinner with my family and stuff like that. So now when I'm in the delivery apps and I'm like, you know what, I feel like getting something good. So instead of like $4, I'll spend like $11 or something and order from a real restaurant. And today I tried to do that at lunch and I still got a deal because the apps are having Christmas deals. You might have seen if you have Instagram on my Tom Trips Out Instagram, in the story you could see my lunch, and it was like a rotisserie chicken place. I think it's called Chicky Rotisserie or something. And it was 2 huge rotisserie chicken legs, a big thing of potatoes and like a couple of vegetables and stuff like that, and a big salad. And it was only, I thought, yeah, that's a big meal. It was like enough for 2 people, but I just sat here and ate it all. Yeah, I could splurge on myself, and then still, because they were having a Christmas deal, that was only $5. So I didn't even really. I tried to spoil myself, and I'm still staying on budget. Like, what are you saying here? Do you watch TV or streaming? Streaming, yeah. I don't even think there's cable here. Even in Canada, I never would watch TV like you would. You watch TV shows on the internet, right? I use my laptop and watch stuff on my laptop. I don't even have a real TV in here. I'll show you. This is the TV they gave me. Or like, this is the TV that came with my apartment. It looks like a computer monitor. So it's a hassle. I actually have a wire that I could plug my laptop into that, but it's not even that much bigger. It's like if this is my laptop, that TV is just like, it's only like a tiny bit bigger, and it's farther away. I guess I could bring it over here, and then you'd have. It's just weird. I just don't even use it. And the very front of it is it's like the outer layer of the screen, the outermost layer that you could touch, is starting to crack and bubble in a weird way, like maybe from the weather here or something like that. So I'm just like, forget that weird computer monitor weird thing. I just open my MacBook and watch stuff on my MacBook. It's much better. What are you guys saying? I'm trying to read here. Yeah, and I've been watching it. I don't usually watch TV shows that much. I'll watch YouTube stuff and this and that, but I don't want to get sunk into watching series all the time. I know that's popular with so many people, but I like to just chill, or I look at it like I should be thinking about making YouTube videos or practicing music instead of just like watching another episode of something too much. But I recently, just in the last couple of days, I started watching a series that I like, and it's based off of the show The Boys. Remember that, with all the superheroes? If you've ever seen that one. So it's not The Boys, but they made a spin-off new show now that takes place in the same like world as how that show was, and it's called Gen V. And what it is like parents, like whatever, 18, 19 years ago, parents had injected their babies with like the superhero serum to give their baby powers, and now those those babies are like 18 or 19 years old, and they're going to college for the first time. So it's like a bunch of freshmen in college that are new. They all have superpowers, and they're trying to, and there's drama, and there's like this and that. But it's like, I've been getting into it. It's actually pretty good. Do you watch a lot of YouTube? Yeah, that's what I mostly watch because it's free. I don't want to pay for like Netflix and all that stuff, because when you live in the Western world, it's not that expensive, like relative to your budget. But then you move here, and I'm living in an economy that's like 5 or 10 times cheaper. You know what I mean? Like, in order to fit into my budget, it would have to come down to like $2 a month, and it's like 15 a month. I can't spend that on like, oh, so I can turn on Netflix. I'm gonna spend that. It's like too much. Like my phone bill, for instance, is like $6 a month, and my rent for this apartment is like $250. So then paying like $20 for Netflix is insane. This place comes with Wi-Fi, but if I was to like if I was to set up my own internet here under my own account and everything, I think that is cheaper than what Netflix costs. It would be stupid. There's sites you can go to too that aren't exactly legal probably, but I know a few of those sites where you can download free shows you can stream free movies and TV shows, and they keep up to date. Like even shows that are out now, and they put a new episode, it's like the next day it's on this website. So don't need to pay for that stuff. And yeah, if you're interested in teaching, if you watch my videos and you're like, man, I would love to do that, or how would a person get started in that? I've put a link in the description to it's a TESOL course I took, and TESOL is teaching English, or TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language, and TESOL is like they're basically interchangeable. It's the same thing, but TESOL focuses more on speaking, whereas like TEFL's like teaching the language. They're recognized as the same thing. Anyways, the course I took with AVSE I would recommend it as like the best way to get your foot in the door in Cambodia. They offer courses. You could do it online. You could do and they have a course that takes place in person in the country. That's the one I did, which I would recommend, because when you get here and you're all alone, it's nice when like if you take this course, you get put into a group of like 10 other people that have all come from all other countries, so you instantly have 10 friends like off the bat, and you all on the weekends you go do stuff together, and you study together, and you can work on the coursework together. And then a lot of people prefer that kind of vibe. Or if you'd rather do it, and that in-person course, it includes accommodations too, so you're kind of all in the same guest house together too. But it's a little more expensive than the online one because of the accommodation, and you're there in person. So if you'd rather sort of chip away at it at home in your own time and get certified in your spare time, you could slowly work on it a little bit every day or every week. They offer that too, and I would sort of recommend that if you're thinking about doing it like right now. I think right now is the perfect time to take the online version of the course, because December had no in-person class. They usually do one every single month, but they didn't do it at December because I think Christmas time. So if you checked out the AVSE website and went for the online thing, you could, over these Christmas holidays, and maybe you've got some Christmas money now you can put towards this, and you have some time off, you could bang out all the coursework doing the online program. And then part of the course though, you have to do some in-person practical stuff, like they bring you to a real school and you practice in front of real students. And you also go to schools and just observe a real teacher doing it for an hour. That's what you do first, actually, and then you take over for an hour, and the real teacher watches you, and at the end they'll tell you feedback and stuff like that. Those kinds of things you have to do in person. So over the Christmas break, you could nail out all the coursework and assignment stuff and get that all completed. Blah blah blah. Happy New Year. say bye to your family, and then you come here and start the new year with your new life, and you just start observing. You'd have it's like 9 days where you observe teachers and then you practice. They give you lesson planning help that pertains to like Cambodia especially, or like Southeast Asia. And then you get lined up with a job placement, which is the best. That's what most people are worried about. They sell everything and cut all their ties and move here, and then they'll just like struggle to find a job. This program lines you up with job interviews. So basically, as you graduate, your CV is being emailed out to all the schools. So for me, I was in my final week of the course, and I had a few days left of it, like the last 2 days of it, and they had already emailed my thing out. So I was already getting emails being like, what's a good day for you to come in? We want to interview and speak with you. And trust me, most of the time it's already in the bag. The interview is like, so what grade level would you prefer? It's like I already have the job, but they're just we're just like chit-chatting kind of. They're just making sure you're not insane. Like, sorry, I went on talking a long time there. Sean's asking, do I use a VPN? No, but that's a great idea. I don't know why I don't. I'm probably just too much of a cheapo to go pay for one, but if you don't know what that is, you can like disguise your IP address. You can just you can make yourself look like you're in a different country. Like, when people can tell where you are from how you're accessing the internet, a VPN will sort of change your address that it'll look like you're in, and you can choose it. You could be in the UK, or you could do this or that. And that way, people can't steal your identity as easily. And also, if you're doing streaming platforms like Netflix or things like that, they have different shows and movies when you're in different countries. And so when I'm in Canada, I can't see the options that the UK people have on Netflix. But if you have a VPN, you could switch your country and pretend you're in the UK, and then all of a sudden your Netflix would show all the stuff that someone in the UK can see. And that could be any country. So there's a lot of good things about it. It would make Netflix a lot cheaper for me. Yeah, well, I found a website that is really good. If you want to know it, it's called Music, and then the letters HQ, all one word. And I think it's .pe, but if you just Google Music HQ, like one word. And don't ask me why it's named music. It's TV shows, movies, stuff like that. But that's the address. Music HQ. I think it's .pe. It's like a weird thing, and you go there, and these free websites, like every time you go to click something like play, or maybe you want to pause it for a second, every time you click, one pop-up fills your screen, and you're like, and you kill that, and then you can do what you wanted to do. And so you just have to deal with that, and then you have free HD TV shows and movies, and you got to deal with one or two pop-ups here and there. Sean, can you buy strong anxiety medication there? And do you take it? You can buy anything you want in a pharmacy. I don't take any medications at all, so I don't have much experience with this, but from what I understand, you can walk into any pharmacy and you just tell them what you're looking for. They'll be like, can I help you? And you're like, yes, I'm looking for clomazepam plan, or whatever the name of the drug is. And they'll go, yes, right here. Here you go. It's $4.99. Like, there's no doctor note needed for anything. You just describe what you want, and they'll hand it over. So I've heard of people buying anything, like from heavy painkillers to Ritalin to anything. You just buy it as if you're buying a pack of gum or something out of any pharmacy. No prescriptions. But I don't take any medications. I could probably use some though. So what else was I going to talk about? I talked about time off. So when I talked about time off, I might have made it sound bad, like you get no time off at Christmas. But it's because they don't have Christmas. So imagine if, like me in Canada, if someone came from another country and they're like, oh, it's banana day, we all get 2 weeks off now, we'd be like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like here they don't have Christmas, so you can't blame them. It's like all of a sudden we just want 2 weeks off out of nowhere. Like that's what they see it like. But the upside is they what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they have their own holidays, and they have way more. They have way more holiday, like religious holidays and stuff, than the average. Well, than Canada does, or in North America. I think in North America there's about 1 day a month, pretty much. There's always like one long weekend every month. Maybe 1 month there's not, but it's like pretty much one a month. So what's that? 11 or 12 times a year we get a holiday day or whatever. And in Cambodia, it's like 25, it's like double, because it's like water festival and you get like 3 days in a row off sometimes. So it's not just like, oh, in Canada, it would be like long weekend, we get Monday off. Here, it might be a while till it happens. Then all of a sudden it's finally come and it's like, yeah, Monday to Thursday we're off. Like it can be, so it can be cool in its own way. Like Cambodia has its own holidays that sometimes last a couple days. So then all of a sudden you have a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off or something. And like awesome. Johan. Will you eat more weed food? Yeah, I guess you're talking about I did a video on Happy Pizza. Happy Pizza is when they put cannabis on the pizza here, and it's something that only happens in Cambodia. You can get it here. And I made a video all about it, and I went and bought some and ate it and showed it, but it's only in my members section. So if you want to see that, you have to go to the channel homepage and click join. And I think it's $3.99 a month, and there's a video about Happy Pizza, and there's another video about like laughing gas balloons they sell in bars. They'll fill up a balloon and sell it to you, and you breathe it in from the balloon. I made a whole video about that too. And what I'd recommend if you do that, or like what a lot of people are doing is because they don't want to sign up forever to my subscription. So you could click on it, sign up, watch those 2 videos, and then so you could just quit at any time, right? So you could just pay for only one, pay the $3.99, watch them, and then get out of there. And then you're not on the hook every month for $3.99. It's just you're just paying like $1.50. You're paying like $2 for each video, and then it helps me around Christmas time. Yeah, and if you no pressure, but if you love the channel and you feel like you want to send me some love or support me, there's like super thanks and super chats and donations available if you want to send me some Christmas love or Christmas present. I'll probably go live again over the next. I know it's been a week or two, but I usually do them like once or twice a week, so you'll see me pop up again in the next few days, anyways, but. Sean, I would join your membership, but 2 videos did not make it worth it. Should at least 2 or 3 exclusive videos a month. Yeah, you're right. I had planned to do that, and then I couldn't keep up with it. Well, what it is I could keep up with it, but I was trying to think of they have to be really crazy explicit videos, or like they have to be things that are a little more adult or like crazy, and then that really limits my options. What I should have just done is put like any video, like any topic. It doesn't have to be some crazy adult topic. It would just still be exclusive to only members. You know what I mean? Like I should have just put an extra regular video at least instead of nothing. And I don't want to release those 2 because sometimes my old students, and there's like a lot of young people on my channel, so that's why they're remaining in the membership section. Otherwise, I would just let them out. But there could be like a grade 4 kid somewhere with his parents, and they're watching me eat a weed pizza. So. And also, if you're already a teacher and you've just never taught in Cambodia before, and maybe you've taught ESL online or in China or like other countries, and you're worried about like navigating Cambodia, how am I going to find a job here? Well, the link in the description, the TEFL program I'm talking about, they have a separate program just to help job assistants. So you do the thing where you observe teachers and then you practice in front of you classes, and then they line you up with the job. And it's much cheaper. It's only like a 9-day little program. But you'll get lined up with all those schools that are in need of teachers. Hanji, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, says, "Hi Tom, so you don't have summer and winter breaks?" Every school is totally different. The school I worked at had no winter break at all. I think at the end of January, it's like that semester ends, and then there's like 4 or 5 days where the students are off until the next semester begins. But it's not like a holiday, it's just sort of administrative, and the teachers still had to come to work even though there's no students. They just make us show up for no reason. But other teachers I know that work at different places, like just friends I have in Cambodia, they tell me, yeah, we get a week and a half off, or we get 2 weeks off. And some people it's unpaid, some people it's paid. So it can be, you can't predict what it is. It's whatever, when you're getting hired and you're in that job interview, these are the questions that's the time when you have to nail that down with them, because they might not offer Christmas, but if you bring it up right then and say you need that, then maybe they'll give it to you, you know what I mean? But if you let them just, and you sign the contract, then when it comes up, they'll say, no, we need you at that time. Like, so, and then summer break, a lot of schools will continue through the summer doing just like summer school. And at my school, you had the option you could have those 2 months off, unpaid, and then you're guaranteed you come back in September. Or you could work summer school and just keep getting your normal pay. Other schools work differently, like they'll get off the whole summer and they're still paid. Some teachers have that at their schools. Like you get the summer off, but you still keep getting your paycheck. Isn't that nuts? And then you come back in September. Like my school didn't have that. But. So these are all things you need to find out when you're like in the interview or about to go over the contract you're going to sign with them and stuff. Okay, people are writing stuff here. Baghead. Baghead, you're on thin ice. Tom, is teaching a great business? Is teaching a great business in Cambodia? Yeah, well, it depends what you mean by a great business. Can you do a cinema review, Tom? Yeah, they have a few cinemas here. Baghead. Stay in your lane, Barry. Where's this video? Yeah, I'm in Phnom Penh. I'm near Basak Lane. Kind of like I'm a very short walk to the Independence Monument. It's nighttime now. I'm 12 hours in the future from North America. I don't know where you guys are, but. I can't see the time because I'm using this phone, but it's something like 7:40 or something like that. You should meet up with Ben, Street Life Asia. I haven't heard of that one. So Johan says, can you make a living on teaching there? Yes, big time. Like my cost of living every month everything all included, even my things I like to do in my spare time, or buying things like for when you go out, or drinking, and everything. What I spend in a whole month total is like $800. That's all my food, rent, bills, phone, just everything all put together. Things I buy, like whatever, would add up to maybe 800 or 900 in a month. And I was making 1,300 a month as a teacher. And that budget of 900, I'm not really holding back that much. Like, I could have probably made it a little bit tighter. I am really good with my money though. You could easily blow all your money, but I mean, if I can do it, it's not like I'm a genius, you know what I mean? Like, as a teacher, I was able to save 300 or 400 US a month, and still totally, I never cook. Every meal is delivery or eating out. But I find the deal, I know the promo code, I know what day of the week to get the thing. Like, I'm playing all the ways to get it cheap, but like, dude, totally. And in Canada, I was making about probably triple the salary that I make here, but I had no disposable, because the cost of living in Toronto is so much. It's like my money would just cover everything, and maybe you have like 100 extra. And then I come here and you're making like 3 times less, but I have 400 US disposable every month now, because it's like the cost of living is so cheap here. You can really make anything happen. Ben lives off $3 a day. He's an alcoholic. Well, it's hard to buy enough alcohol for only $3 a day. You could get like 6 beers with that. Baghead says he spends 200 on spinners. What's that, like on your car? The rims on your car? Jonathan DT says, I need to look after my mom, so I can't go back to Cambodia. Oh, sorry. Hanji, how's the tax? I think it's 10% tax off your pay. But you might find that some of these places, they pay you just like, I was really above board, like it was direct deposit into I have a bank account here, and they did take, I think, 10% tax. But you hear stories of sometimes they'll pay you cash, or they'll just transfer you money so they don't have to pay tax, you know what I mean? Cambodia can be shady sometimes. Matto, good day, mate. Sean, do you think you will stay in Phnom Penh forever? If not, what city and country would you go to next? I'm thinking about Siem Reap in Cambodia, because I've been playing with this jazz guitarist, and he lives in a house that's like half an hour outside of Phnom Penh, and it's like this nice villa house. I made a video about it very recently ago, and it's got my mind going that like I want to have a house, but like much smaller than his. His was like a big, huge family villa. I'm thinking a 2-bedroom little nice villa. But in downtown Phnom Penh, that doesn't really exist. You have to get a house is like a shop house, but it almost looks like a big garage door on the ground level, and that's where you would have your shop or your little convenience store or your whatever, and then you live above there. That's not really the style that's for me, right? But you look in Siem Reap and you look for little houses, and there's way more options, and it's not even touching, it's like you have your own little yard all around it too. It's like a square of land and a little house in there and a whole garden around it and everything. It looks awesome. But like, I'm just establishing myself in Phnom Penh. I've got gigs, I know the people that work at the different places, I know where to go, I have people to play music with and all that stuff. And if I move to Siem Reap, there's so many cool things about it too, and I could, this channel would evolve because I'd be making videos there instead. They just got a new international airport in Siem Reap, so I think a lot of tourists will be coming there. It'll be like a good place. I'm getting older in age. You might think I look kind of young, but I'm turning 38 soon. So it's like I'm getting close to 40. I would like to have I would like to feel like I'm more established, like have our own house and stuff, like even though I'm only renting it, but like right now this is like a Kamai style, really cheap apartment, and I can do better. So I've been thinking Siem Reap, but it's like a 50-50, it's hard. I don't want to leave all my bands and all that stuff, so I have this apartment till July. So as it gets closer and closer, I'm just going to see how I feel. But I think I'm going to go for, like, I'm leaning towards doing it, because you could also I could sign a lease on a house to rent a house for like 6 months, do everything I want to do, film everything I want to film, try it out, and then 6 months goes by, Tom's back in the city, you know, and I come back to Phnom Penh. Now, if you're wondering about another country, I would choose Hanoi in Vietnam. I have friends there, and the music scene is really good in Hanoi. It's like a really, really cool place, really nice. Hanoi is amazing, so that's the other one. Then in Vietnam, there's a city called Da Nang, DA_NANG, Da Nang, and I would love to go there too. I think that's more like a visiting thing, but yeah. Hello. Hold on, a lot of people wrote stuff. How much money did you bring with you to Cambodia? Mine's a weird story, but I think I had, like, by the time I was here and getting ready, I had probably like 3,000 or 4,000. What's a good rule of thumb is you'll need like about 1,000 a month, and it's always better to have more, like in case of emergencies or like access to more, like if you had a line of credit or something, or have some way, like if something happens. And when you first get here, you might not know like the cheapest place to get something, or you might not know the right price, and you get screwed, and you'll be trying to do more things because you want to go see that temple, or you want to go take a trip to that place or whatever, because it's your first, you just got here and stuff. So you might want to take that into consideration, that you'll be spending a little bit more than someone who's just in a daily grind living here. We don't, like, I've been here for 2 years now. I'm not gonna go pay the tour and go see the temple again. I did all that stuff. So like, you might want to bring money for sightseeing and things like that too. So I'd say if you're coming here and you're going to be a teacher and you plan to get a job, but you want some money to keep you afloat, you should have like 2,000, 3,000. You'd feel safe. You could do it with less, but you don't want to have exactly enough. Like, you don't want to hit zero just as your paycheck comes, right? You want to have room to breathe. So it'd be like 3,000 you'd feel totally good. Let's see here. Tyron Hall. Do you work out, bruv? What's the gyms like there? What do you think? The answer is no. I've never worked out in my life. I've never even gone inside of a gym before. But they do have them here. Totally. It's the same as wherever you're from. Like, there's even chains, like, you know, and I don't know where you're from, but like in Canada and America, there's like Good Life Fitness, and you just see them on every corner. It's like, even in Phnom Penh, there's a couple they have a couple locations, and there's fitness centers and little gyms everywhere, and they range from, you know, ones that are a bit cheaper looking and more like a dive, but you just go in there and do your weights, and then there's some that are more big and they look fancy from the outside. And I've been thinking about signing up for one, not to get built or anything, but just to keep in shape and for something to do, like keep a structure going. Sometimes I sleep in too much, or the day gets away from me, and it's like, if I had a thing, okay, I wake up at this time, then I hit the gym, and even if I'm not lifting weights, but I, you know, do my treadmill for a little bit, and then do some, whatever they call that. Get an app and do the little workouts they show you, and then go home or whatever. And then I've been thinking about signing up to one, and then make a video about the gym, because you're not the only one that's asked me about that. Lots of people are asking me about gyms. Hold on, I'm trying to see what people wrote here. You got many local Khmer friends? Not that many. I have like 2 or something. But when you go out, you'll make Khmer friends, like, just for that night. Like, you'll meet people, hey, and they jump in your tuk-tuk, and then, like, for those next few hours, they're your friend. But there's no one that I've, like, you keep in touch with that much. Maybe I can think of maybe 2 or 3 where they're like steady in my phone, but so I might not have like set, like committed Khmer friends, but you're out like being friends with Khmer people constantly, like, so it's good. Whoa, a lot of people wrote stuff. Sorry, I'm scrolling up so I don't miss anything here. Stay single and have more. Yeah. Big Jed, hello from Bangkok. So that's the channel For Real. If you guys, I'm sure you already know that channel, but they're a wicked channel, very informative and reliable information, and great videos, and out of Siem Reap. And they show all kinds of stuff, like places to go out or food, and different neighborhoods, and but especially they do a focus on things that are happening in the news, like once a week. And usually what the video, they go for like a nice scenic drive around and videotape that, and then voice over really interesting news topics that are like relevant right now. So it's worth checking out. For Real, RIEL, For Real. Then they're actually, For Real is actually the channel that I watched. I've been here for 2 years, so going back like 3 years ago, the whole year, like leading up to leaving Canada, that was the channel I was watching. I think I joined them when they were like maybe like just less than 400 subscribers. I remember it was like just around that, like 380 or 400 or something. And their channel, rightfully so, is doing amazing and exploded. Okay. I'm working my way through the what up? Everyone's saying what up to each other. Sean, are there 24-hour gyms? I think it's probably less. There must be in Phnom Penh. There's probably 1 or 2. I think it's not like all of them will be 24 hours, but I think you should be able to find that. Also, a lot of apartments and condo buildings include like a gym room. There'll be like a pool and a gym. Sometimes on the roof or in its own little room, a gym. So you could, when you find an apartment, if that's important to you, maybe you would get one with a little gym, and then you never even have to get a gym membership. You don't even have to leave your building. You just go down, take the elevator down, and go into your own gym. Whoa, sorry, everyone's writing stuff. Tyron says he's in Thailand teaching boxing and diving. Wow, that sounds like a cool life. Can we donate via ABA? Yeah, if you want to, I'll tell you my ABA number. Hang on. So just bear with me. It might freeze for a second here. Or can I write in this chat? No. Maybe I'll get something better to look at while it freezes. Okay. 1 second. 003-892-563. See if I... So 003-892-563 is my ABA. I would appreciate that a lot. If any of you want to donate or give me a Christmas present or just send some love, that's the ABA number. 003-892-563. Just make sure that's right. It should say Thomas Dallin. Sorry, thanks for bearing with me through the freeze there. Someone asked how they could donate, so I had to... Do you get sick a lot in Cambodia? You do? Well, that's case to case for each person, right? But I noticed that, especially in my first year here, and especially dealing with kids all the time, you can really easily catch a cold from the kids. I made a video actually recently about getting sick in Cambodia. Hold on, my phone's dying. I'm just going to plug it in here. And I talked about that. Damn it. Yeah, so someone asked us, do you get sick a lot in Cambodia? And you can, because you might not be used to the types of viruses here, you know? Sorry. Bush League. Okay. And little kids, like kids are just a walking, spreading cold, like all the time. And they touch each other at recess, and then they come over, oh, teacher, 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 and then you can't avoid it. Or they hand you something in and you touch it, like. So new teachers often find themselves catching, like, not like serious, but you get a little, like you keep getting a sore throat and a cold, like, constantly for the first little while, maybe like 3 or 4 times. You know, that you can't say that happens to everybody, but I have one friend from Canada that's been here like 5-6 months now, and he's been sick a few times already. Hold on. So Paul says, how goes it, Tom? Been in country a little over a week. So Paul's been here just over a week, and he starts the AVSE course in January 7th. So that's the TEFL course I'm talking about. So Paul's doing it in January. They do one every single month. And I'm telling you, it's really worth looking into it and reading about it on the website. I put a link in the description. Right on, Paul. And then we can, if you keep coming back to the lives, we can hear from you about, you know, how it's going and how you liked it. I'm sure you'll get a job right away. Baghead says, you ever watch No Joke Howard? Yeah, back in the day when I was in Canada, like watching for real, I would also watch No Joke Howard. He stopped though. He passed away a couple years ago, I think, or something like that. Rest in peace. Maddo says there are many 24-hour gyms in Phnom Penh. So I was right. I said there has to be. What else? Street Life Asia. Bro, you're getting sick as you are on the drink 24/7. You need to have a stable life and get a job. Why not become an English teacher? I guess you're talking to Street Life Asia. Whatever. Baghead. Super Hans, would you let Ben near your kids? Sean. At Street Life. Sign up to the gym and be more active, pal. Your diet and lifestyle is not good. Sean. So they're talking to some, who's Street Life Asia? Were they messaging in here? I didn't even see them in here. Oh, there they are. So Street Life Asia wrote that he's been sick like 3 times this month. And now these other people are telling him that it's because he drinks too much. They're just busting his chops. And then Sean's asking me, do I plan never to have kids? I guess so. Well, I don't have a plan to have kids, but I'm not, that's the kind of thing that can sometimes happen with whether you planned it or not. So, but yeah, I'm not at all dying to have kids. Miming, you should put the number in the description so most locals have a chance of sending something. Yeah, it's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that because I just figured most people watching this are not in Cambodia. Like it's people that are thinking about moving here, so they wouldn't be able to use ABA. I guess I could put my PayPal and my ABA there. I should do that from now on. But if you feel like sending an ABA donation and you're in Cambodia, it was 003-892-563. Super Hans. Baghead, fair point, but when he off the drink, he seems okay, besides his preference for midnight limas. Okay, stop making fun of Street Life. Street Life says he gets sick from Grab delivery food. Johan says, what about bacteria there, Tom? Yeah, because like in a developing country, it can be bad, especially when it rains really bad in rain season and then there's flooding. You can probably picture these streets if you've ever seen in videos, and there's often like garbage laying around, and the food markets that are on the street, like when they're cooking and they're finished with their like they just have a big metal bowl and they just dump that blood water and that meat shit like all into the gutters in the ground. Then what do you think happens when a flood happens? Then you're walking like knee deep in everything, like, and the sewers can back up, like, so it's definitely bacteria can be a thing. What I do in my shower, like when I buy soap for my apartment, like bars of soap and stuff, I get the antibacterial ones. And if I'm ever stuck where I stepped in water, like first thing I do is soap my whole thing and wash my legs and my feet and stuff. Baggett says Street Life Asia is the biggest YouTuber in Cambodia. Oh my God! Well, thank you for joining my live. I must have seen. I just don't recognize the name. I guarantee if I can't. I'm using my phone right now for this, but I'm gonna check out your channel after. I'm sure I've seen it then. I just don't remember that it was the name of it. NJH was good, but oh, no Joe Coward. So Matto's saying no Joe Coward, which was another YouTuber back in the day, was good, but drugs got the better of him and he died back home. Yeah. Is it the real Street Life Asia? He's got over 2,000 subs. Oh, well, I have over 5,000. So I guess he's not the biggest. PayPal's the way to go, Tyron Hall says. Well, if you want, does anyone want to do PayPal? I don't want to pressure anyone. It's just, you got to mention that it's available to people or else no one will even realize that they can donate if they wanted to. So like, I'm just telling you it's available. No one has to, don't feel like pressure, but for PayPal, I think you just need my email, right? It's thomas.dallin123 at Gmail. Oh no, wait, I think I have a, whatever, forget that, forget what I just said about PayPal. For the next live stream, I'll have it written out. I think I made a special email for the PayPal that's like Tom trips out, so forget it for now, but next time I'll have it, all those links. So Meming says, I know most Cambodians are blindly patriotic or just simply too patriotic. So everything they see an influencer who isn't Khmer saying good things, I'm sure they won't mind sending something. Oh, I see, yeah. Well, you know what else too? Like, I don't want this to be insulting, but like, a lot of people in Cambodia could use that money more than, like, they shouldn't be sending it to me, right? They should send it unless they're doing really well and they have extra money. But in my opinion, a lot of people in Cambodia, in this developing place, they don't have extra money. I guess that's not totally, there's rich areas, but I almost feel like I should be donating to the Cambodian people. You know what I mean? I don't feel right taking money from them, unless if you're a millionaire or something. Sean says, order pizza tonight. Carmelita. Hello, English teacher. Hello. I watched your video on getting sick because I was very sick at the same time. Yeah, I guess something was going around. So So you saw that video, I suggested to go visit cats and stuff. I started going back to that temple and all those cats are gone now. And there's new ones. It's like there was 5 or 6 there. And that whole group is gone, but there's like other ones. So I don't know what's happening. Is there some NGO or animal place that they don't have enough room, so they put like 5 of them in that temple, and then they clear out space, and then they come back and take them back again? Because I had like a favorite cat that was following me around everywhere, sticking right to my ankles for like a half an hour, following me, and I have it on video in that video. And I was thinking about asking if I could take him or just take him home and stuff, because I go back one day and they're all not there anymore. They're gone. And like, sucks. But at least I got them on video. Bronson. Hello from an American living in New Zealand. Looking forward to moving to Cambodia. Your content is extremely helpful. Thank you. Yay, no problem. Is there anything you want to know? Anything you suggest that I should make a video about? If I like the idea or it's something I think, yeah, I could do that easily, then I will do it. Tyron says, we need the PayPal link. Well, I can't do it now. It's too late. So I guess next time. But if you want, you could send a super thanks in YouTube. Or wait a few days and catch the next live. I'm going to donate tomorrow if you do stream, because I can't spend at night. Okay. Well, if you take my ABA number, you can do it anytime you want. You could like write it down and send it tomorrow morning. Baghead, are you American? I'm Canadian. I'm from Toronto. Whoa. Toronto, Canada, eh? Street Life Asia. I didn't take anything from the pharmacy, but they gave me all these pills, but I didn't take them. Yeah, I try not to use medicine. Like I'll just try to eat really healthy and go buy a bunch of oranges, or like I try to do that kind of thing, and sleep and drink way too much, like drink an excess of water, and like naturally fight it. Unless if it's just like I'm worried about myself, then I'll go take medicine. But Maddo says there's a bad cough going around. Sean says, why not get a pregnant cat to live with you? Oh no, a permanent cat. Yeah, I know, I'm like this close to getting one. The reason is because sometimes I like the freedom that I can just go for 5 days and go to Vietnam or go somewhere. Like I can do things and go and not have a responsibility, but I'm a cat person, and in Toronto I had one, and it really helps I live alone and all that, and I'm really introverted. And so it really helps me when I had a cat. Like it really improves my quality of life when I have a cat. For real. It's kind of like when there's a really old granny and grandpa couple, and they're super old, and then one of them dies and the other one's left alone, and then they get a pet and they're like their life's so much better now and all that. It's kind of like that. Like it would be nice to have a cat. And I really get along with cats, so I think I am gonna get one soon. I was this close to taking that one from the temple, and I should have. And then now he's not there. I've gone back twice where he's not there, and I'm thinking, well, maybe he's in the building, like taking a nap, and he doesn't know I'm here. Like, I keep hoping that I'll go back and he'll be there one day. And if he's there, I'm gonna take him, I think. Rupert says, elephants? Yeah, there's elephants in Cambodia. You don't see them like in the city, but there's places you can go, and sanctuaries and day trips you can do to go, like, I think you can even walk, like go in the water up to your waist, stand right with it and give it a bath and touch it and stuff. And feed it bananas and stuff. Baggett says, make a video about the girly bars. Johan says, what about your personal Christmas? It's going to be nothing. It's like tomorrow tomorrow at 1 a.m. my time, it'll be like 1 in the afternoon in Canada, and my sister's going over to my parents' house with her kids at like 1 p.m. in Canada time, like early in the afternoon, and that will be 1 a.m. our time, so I'm gonna have to stay up like past midnight. I'm usually up at till that time anyways. So tomorrow night at like 1 a.m. I'm gonna FaceTime my family. That's basically my Christmas. I'm gonna have like a 20-minute FaceTime. And my parents will email me a little bit of money. That's my whole Christmas. I think my group of